So, could Phantoon be the ghost of Mother Brain? This has been a theory that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but I've always been kinda hesitant to actually share it because it contradicts a bit of Phantoon's backstory. This theory may not fit with the lore, but it would be pretty cool to share it. Also, since it's October, talking about a space ghost and giant brains in jars dying and all that sort of stuff, it kinda fits the whole spirit of Halloween and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I know it's November now, but I guess better late than never.
And of course, if you like Metroid content, please feel free to subscribe to my channel as I do Metroid content regularly. And without further ado, time to explain how this giant brain turns into a giant ghost. Well, right off the bat, we can compare some actual physical similarities between both Mother Brain and Phantoon, with both entities being giant, bodiless creatures with huge heads and a singular eye in the center of the head as its main weak point. In a series with wildly unique and diverse designs for enemies, monsters, and aliens, it can't be a coincidence that both of these creatures look pretty similarly. But TMT! How can Phantoon be Mother Brain's ghost if Mother Brain isn't Super Metroid with Phantoon? Well, cause Phantoon in Super Metroid isn't Super Mother Brain's ghost. Phantoon is the ghost of the original Mother Brain from the original Metroid game / Zero Mission. During the first game, Samus would kill off the original Mother Brain to stop her from trying to threaten the galaxy. Being an organic supercomputer made by the scientifically and spiritually advanced race of Chozo, I wouldn't doubt that she would have a spirit of some kind. After her death, her soul would twist and malform due to the anger that she felt while alive. Also, various forms of ghost form due to the regret of not being able to complete a task or acquire an item. With Mother Brain failing in her quest to take over the galaxy, her regret, her anger would manifest into a being, becoming Phantoon. Now a ghost, she would haunt someplace familiar that could sustain her, so she would go to the wrecked ship, a ship used by the Chozo. She can't really hunt Torian due to the area being destroyed and no energy for her to feed off of. This explains why the small portion of the wrecked ship we get to explore during Zero Mission isn't haunted yet, cause enough time hasn't passed for the Phantom to actually manifest and haunt the ship to have it become devoid of life and energy. After some time, Mother Brain would be rebuilt by the space parts, and the ghost of the former brain would find some familiarity with the new brain, and join the space parts again to help and hopefully complete the task that she felt so much rage and regret in failing in, and maybe move on and be at peace. Of course, it doesn't work out as Samus defeats Phantoon and Mother Brain again, ruining their attempts to take over the galaxy. And then we head over to Other M, and I know what some of you may be assuming. Wow, this theory is so cool! So what, is the Phantoon from Other M the same exact Phantoon from Super Metroid, now following Samus for revenge? Well, not really, no. Samus defeats Phantoon, and the ghost is no more. However though, the Mother Brain from Super Metroid dies. And similar to how the original Mother Brain formed Phantoon, this brain would form another version of Phantoon, a much more bigger, angrier, and more aggressive version of Phantoon. Formed from Mother Brain's anger knowing that she's been defeated twice already. That would be why Phantoon is much more bigger in this game. Although if you want a more physical explanation for why Phantoon is bigger, it could be because the rebuilt Mother Brain is obviously a bigger version of the original Mother Brain, so having a bigger body means you'll have a bigger spirit, if that's how ghosts work. Although an interesting note to add on to that, Phantoon's art in Other M states that he actually has a body just hidden in between dimensions because he's an extra dimensional ghost, while Super Mother Brain has a body hidden from view. Both head-like creatures with singular eyes in the middle of their skull, that's their weak point, having hidden bodies just adds a bit more parallelism between these two characters. Similarly to how the original Phantoon when it first formed would search for something to haunt, the second Phantoon would also be searching for a place to haunt. However, with the entire planet of Zebes being destroyed, Phantoon is just left aimlessly haunting around space, searching for something, either for a possible food source or a place familiar to it so he can lurk around, at least until the events of Other M. Without getting too in detail of Other M's events, the Galactic Federation would rebuild another version of Mother Brain in an attempt to try to control their own bioweapons, as well as creating an android body connected to that brain to have all the personalities. Similarly to how the other two brains generated energy waves and brain waves, this version of the brain would generate its own brain waves that would attract the second Phantoon, as it could either use the brainwaves as a possible food source, which the original Phantoon actually did. During Super Metroid, it fed off Super Mother Brain's energy brainwaves, so this would be seen as a possible food source for Phantoon, or maybe the brainwaves were just familiar to Phantoon and it attracted it towards the bottle ship. Either way, this third brain would attract Phantoon, as it made its way slowly to the bottle ship. However, by the time it made it to the bottle ship, both the brain and NB were destroyed, so Phantoon would just lurk around the ship and reveal itself to Samus to enact its final act of revenge, to get vengeance for thwarting her plans multiple times. However, as we all know, Samus takes on Phantoon for the second time and is successful in defeating it, causing Phantoon, just like the first Phantoon, to just dissipate. As it is now defeated, it can now move on, or however ghosts would normally work. And honestly, it seems a lot more plausible that MB, or that third brain, attracted Phantoon with their brainwaves, because like I mentioned earlier, the original Phantoon actually fed off and was attracted to Super Mother Brain's brainwaves. So that makes more sense to me, as opposed to saying that Phantoon was cloned by the Galactic Federation and that's how he appears in Other M. I mean, like, how can you even clone a ghost? It's a ghost. It has no body, it has no DNA. But that's a whole debate for another day, honestly. So that's the theory. Each Phantoon we see in-game is just the vengeful spirit of the previous game's Mother Brain. I really love this theory a lot, but I guess according to Other M's art gallery info about Phantoon, it kinda suggests that Phantoon was on the wreck ship before it crashed, and that Phantoon couldn't even possibly cause the crash, which means that it existed before Mother Brain's death and couldn't be her ghost. So that's kind of an issue. But I'm still happy to show off this theory in the first place. It's literally been on my mind since, I don't know, second time playing Other M, when I put the connection of, wow, what if this thing was just a giant brain's ghost? Because of the physical similarities, and then like how it's kind of weird how these ghosts appear after the initial brain's death from the last game. But of course, what do you guys think though? Did you like this idea? Do you actually think it makes no sense? Are there any changes or tweaks you'd make to this possible idea to make it fit better with the timeline or story or whatever? Whatever you feel free to tell me in the comment section. And of course, if you like Metroid content, please subscribe to my channel, as I try to make Metroid content as regularly as possible. And also, please check out the video above, as it's a video ranking all the Space Hunters throughout the series, from my least favorite to my most favorite. Spoiler alert, Samus isn't on the list. Or is she? Well, with that being said though, I'm the Metroid Trainer. Hope you like, favorite, subscribe, stick around for next time, because I'll be seeing you later.